I have this John Deere la145 riding lawnmower. It's 2008. I'll be showing you today how to take the throttle cable and choke cable off and replace it. First thing we'll have to do is we'll have to get this hood opened. Alright, so this hood's just sitting under, it's missing its hinges, so I'm parting this mower out because it's got a lot of problems with it. So just pull that hood, or take the hood off, or open your hood up. You don't have to take it off if you don't want to. So mine, it just sits there, so I have to take it off anyways. Alright, so we have a cable. Both these cables run right here and run, well, you know what, and run up front here. Runs up front here. Your best bet is probably take your mower or your hood off, which you open about halfway and pick up, and it should come off. Just make sure you unhook your lights. The wiring should be over here to disconnect your lights. All right, so once you got your hood off, there's you'll need a T20 right here. That's what that looks like. Go ahead and take this one off. That should be throttle side. It's a little tight. I don't know why it's spinning a little tight out in there. And you gotta get that loosened up quite a bit to get it past this clamp here. Sometimes you gotta take them all the way out. I was hoping not to have to, but I guess I'm gonna have to. And see, it just went past there. And then you just go ahead and should be able to pull it, and you see the way it just sets in there. Just got to bend it enough to, not bend it, but enough to get it unlocked from this hole. Remember, it goes in this bottom hole here, not this top one. Alright, so now we got the throttle cable off. Now here's the choke cable, which these are both the same, both on the same deal, so we have to have this off too to change them out. So go ahead and get that loosened. Same thing, this, you gotta go far enough that it clears that clamp and just comes off. Just like that, it just fell off. So now we want to pull on this one a little bit and pull it downward and out. As you see, same thing. It don't take much to get them out. So now we're ready to go up front. You can get the rest of it out. So over here, there's some plastic clips that runs with that cable. You want to go ahead and get that pulled off. Pull that cable from back behind this fuel pump. You want to free all that up. So now we're ready to go take that tab off the front, or this off up front here. All right, so in here, there's tabs that you got to push in. And what I'm going to do is while I'm pushing them in, I'm up top with my other hand and try and push this out a little bit so they don't lock back in place while you're doing this. So I got those two tabs. There's two more on the very bottom. There it is. And once you get all four of those tabs out, this will just slide out, just like that. And I'll show you. These are the tabs I'm talking about that you gotta push in. So when you go order a new part, underneath here, there's part numbers. They're right there. So that's what you would need to order this part. That's all right. So what we're gonna do, once you get your new one, we're gonna go ahead and slide this in place, which it just goes in. You grab your cables from the other side to pull them across, and it just sets, as you see, the way it sets in there. Just push it down. You hear it snap in. It's snapped in. That's all good there. Now we're gonna run our cables. Let's see. You want to make sure that you got the right ones. you know, if you're not sure, you obviously move that. That's your throttle one there. So that goes down on the bottom. This is your choke. So we want this one to go back behind the fuel pump like it was. This is your throttle one. So you want it to go back in this plastic holder right there. Now we're going to go up front. I'll show you. And like I said, you grab your orange throttle cable, throttle one. See, it's moving. That's your throttle. That will go down here. So what we want to do is pull this back over here. You know, bend that just enough and get it slid in there. Sometimes it can be a headache. And you know, if you bent that a little bit, try to straighten it out. It doesn't hurt it that much. Same thing with your choke now. Now you know this one's your choke, so you want to bend it. Get it in there just like that. Now we're ready to get everything adjusted and tightened down for the cable. So, okay, now we're going to do our throttle cable first, which that goes on the top one. And if you put all your throttle cable and your choke cable, or your throttle levers and your choke lever all the way down, this should be all adjusted just right. So if you just put it in there and just let it relax, you know, and just tighten it down. Usually that works that way. Sometimes you may have to put it in there and give it a little adjustment once you get it started, you know. But usually just letting it relax. And another thing you could do is before you take this off, you could mark it. So when you go put your new one on, then you know how far to go with that, if that makes it easier on you. So now we're going to head and do the same thing over here. It's already pushed all the way back, so the choke's off. Make sure that tab goes, make sure it just goes in there like that, and tighten it down. Just don't let it fall out. It's like it did to me. Same thing on this, you know, if you wanted to mark it before you took it off, so you know on the new one, you know where it goes at, you can do it, so be it. But like I said, if you just let everything relax, like choke, it's easy. As long as it's pushed that way, you know it's perfect then. Just make sure you know you're not too far over this way with this part right here. So just like this. And once you go start it and you think, you know, it needs to be adjusted back, you know, you can. But right now, everything's set to be pushed all the way. So I'm just like all the way up there is pushed all the way down. So we're good on that end. So go ahead and now you put your hood back on, hook your lights back up, and then you're ready to go. When you go put your hood on, have it shut about halfway, it'll slide in, and then you shut it, and it should latch in there. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.